Hey guys, welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video today, we are looking at a brand new release for the MiSTerFPGA, and I'm going to probably butcher the name, but this is a 1982 arcade game from Konami known as Tutankham. If I've said it wrong, let me know in the comments how to say it properly, and I'm more interested in knowing if you were around when this was current in the arcade. Did you play this arcade? Was this your jam? Because being 1982, I was definitely born, but I was very young, and I was definitely not allowed out to arcades, especially by myself. So this is something that I missed. I missed a big chunk of arcade gaming during this era because I was just too young to go to the arcades. My time in the arcade kind of surfaced a few years later. However, I always appreciate new stuff coming over to MiSTerFPGA, games getting preserved in FPGA. This is open source, so someone could likely have a look at this, port this over to different systems like the Analog Pocket. It's currently not available via update tool, but if you do want to grab it and add it to your MiSTerFPGA, it's very easy. If you go over to the GitHub, a link to that will be in the description to this video, so definitely check that out, and you will find two files on the GitHub under releases. Right, one of them is a .mra file that goes in. So if you look at the SD card on your MiSTerFPGA, you look at the arcade folder and the MRA file goes in there. If you then you've got an RBF file, .rbf file that goes in the same arcade folder, but there's a folder called cores. You slap that in there, and then what you need to do is you need to get the matching ROM, and it will tell you the name of the ROM in the MRA file. Just open it with Notepad or a text editor, look for set name, look for the ROM name. It'll be something like Tutankham anyway, and then add that into your games and main folder, and then you can run this. So absolutely amazing to get this stuff. This isn't my jam at all. I played this. This game is difficult. It is not easy. It was brutal, right? You've got two fire buttons, one fires left, one fires right, and when you start walking in one direction, you can't kind of stop. You just keep going to the end unless you turn direction. The only time you stop is when you hit like an edge or a wall or a corner, something like that. You stop. What's really cool is you've got like a smart bomb button, a button that just blows up everything on screen. And guess what? I'm not sure if we're going to see it in the video, because I'm one of those people that I'll go through an entire game thinking, you know what, I'm not going to use a grenade, I'm not going to use a rocket launcher, I'm not going to use this, that other weapon, and I end up completing the game using just the pistol or sometimes even a stick. And I'm like, I don't even know what this weapon actually looks like. Maybe I should actually test that stuff out. So guys, remember 1982, if you're around in that era, games were definitely more about playability. They didn't, I mean, they had a charm about them. You didn't have the graphics that you have these days, or you don't even have the graphics that you had 5 years later. So games were very innocent. You know, you've got this Indiana Jonesy type of guy, and like a bird's eye view. I don't know, different tombs, different mazes, you've got snakes, you've got different kind of critters in there, and you are shooting them. But this game was definitely popular because it was ported over to a number of home systems, including the Atari 2600, the ColecoVision, the Intel Vision, the VIC-20, the PV-1000, and the PC 6001. I want to give a special shout out to the developer because they are freaking awesome. They contacted me a while ago. They mentioned this is, I can't remember if it is their favorite game or one of their favorite games, and they started messing around with it. They built themselves a map editor, and they kind of kept me posted with the process. And then they said they are going to try and make their own MiSTerFPGA core. And you know, maximum respect to them. They could have gone over and asked another developer, maybe gone over to their Patreon and said, I like this game, is this something that'll be on your roadmap? But they took it upon themselves to get this released out. So I know this person from Discord initially, and their Discord username, if you see them, say hello to them, is Philoxotine 1842, but over on GitHub, which is linked in the description, they are known as Rodimus FVC. So I mean, absolutely amazing. It's so cool getting new developers to FPGA gaming, especially on devices like the MiSTer. It just means we're getting more talent, we're getting people learning how to make cores, getting arcade games and turning them into FPGA cores. I'd love to see what they would move on to next. Hopefully they're not a one-hit wonder. It's not a case of this is the only game I wanted, I've got it, I'm happy, I can play it on my MiSTer, forget all the other games. I hope they get a taste for it, and I hope they release more games. It doesn't matter if it's a game that I like or I don't like, I just like these games getting out there because there's always going to be something, or there's always going to be someone that likes these games. That's one thing that I've learned with a MiSTer above everything else. Every bloody system has its fans. I always thought the Atari Jaguar was kind of naff. and I still kind of think it's naff, but there are some good games on there. And when we got a core, I did have some fun with it, and I definitely spoke to a lot of people that are big fans of the device. So guys, do check this out for yourself. Remember, it's not an update at all. You need to install this manually if you want to get it up and running, but hey, it's a easy process. And I'm really interested if you were around in 1982 and you experienced this in the arcade just the way the developer did, and how excited are you about this? Anyway guys, with that I bid you farewell. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and like is super duper appreciated. If you want to support the channel further, I do have a Patreon, or you can become a channel member. Anyway guys, be awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.